Hi guys, welcome to another episode with Gincast on crypto mining, and this episode I'm going to be talking about this device. This is from General Electric. This is an indoor/outdoor smart switch. What makes this device so special is that Z-Wave technology. With the Z-Wave technology, you can operate your device remotely using your Amazon Alexa or using any smart device that operates all your smart devices at home. How sweet. And with this device, I'm going to be converting my mining rig into a smart rig. So there's multiple reasons why I decided to install this into my house. Reason number one, this device can actually record the power consumption of my mining rig, which will be great for taxation. And for taxation, if I want to report accurate tax deductions in regards to my power consumption on my rig, which is an operating expense, this device will allow me to report on my taxes accurately. So the great thing about this device is that you can integrate it with certain apps, in which these apps could give you a report in which it will report your power consumption on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis. And the good thing about that is for two reasons: for taxation, and number two is for cost analysis when it comes to your power, because that's the only way we will know if we are profitable. Because if you're not making any profit, don't stay in business. I'm just saying. Reason number two, with this device, I have access to disconnect the whole power of my mining rig, and that 30 amp breaker could be just disconnected remotely. So why not have more control of your mining rig, especially when you go on vacation? So this is the actual device. Look at it. It has a small little antenna, and this is where the Z-Wave technology comes in. And check this out. There are multiple ways to configure this, but for my purpose, I'm going to be using 240 volts. So on 1 and 2, there's going to be a line coming in from the panel. Then 3 and 5 is going to be jumped, which is going to be just a wire connecting these two. And 4 and 6 will be on the load. And the load in this case will be my power meter with my receptacle, which will be operated at 240 volts. And that receptacle is going to be feeding my power distribution unit, which is going to be feeding the PSUs, which the PSU is going to be feeding the motherboard, and every other component in there. So if it just takes one single device for me to worry less, why not install it? Plus, it's a tax write-off. So let's stop talking and start installing. I'm currently at the electrical panel, and before we start working, I want to emphasize this. Please be aware that this is extremely dangerous and could cost your life. So please hire an electrician or someone that knows what they're doing, because this is not no game. So this is my current setup. This line comes straight from the electrical panel, and this is a direct line which powers this power meter and this receptacle. So this is my installation. I will install this smart switch here. This line will come into the smart switch, and then another line is going to go out from the smart switch into this power meter and receptacle. Keep in mind that I have to maintain this 10 gauge wire, so I'm going to use the 10 gauge wire going in and the 10 gauge wire going out. I'm going to see if I can recycle this wire, so I'm going to cut this wire somewhere around here. Obviously, I'm going to need to turn off the power and disconnect everything, because if I cut this, I could blow up this entire wire, and that could be extremely dangerous. Let's turn off the breaker. Now let's remove this. So now we're going to remove these two knockouts. We're going to be using these two connectors. So this is the manual that came with the device, and for my specific setup, I'm using this configuration. I hope you can see this, but I'm doing number 5, which is for a 240 volt system, and this is for a single load, which is my case. We will use this as the jumper. So as you can see, there's a jumper from 3 to 5. Before I forget, let me put some tape on the white wire. So as you can see, this line comes from the panel. So it's line 1 and line 2. The color doesn't matter, they both are line. And 3 and 5 is jumped. And 4, which is one load, and 6 is another load. Doesn't matter the color, they're both loads. Each of them is actually providing 120 volts each, which makes it 240. And that goes to the load, which is connected to this receptacle and this power meter. So with its Z-Wave technology, it has 128 bits of encryption, which makes it pretty safe. And for any smart home application, Z-Wave, in my case, is the way to go. To clarify everything, this 30 amp breaker here on the panel is protecting the whole entire circuit. So this 30 amp breaker protects what goes in here. So if something happens, this breaker on the panel is gonna trigger. So in that case, we are still protected by this breaker. And no more than 30 amps is gonna go into this device, which this device can handle 40 amps. So we don't have anything to worry. So please figure out with your electrician how you set up this, because you should not take any advice from a guy living in the middle of nowhere. So there you go, guys. We are done with the project. If this was helpful, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the setup. And if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. Like I said, this is pretty dangerous, so hire an electrician. And electricians should know what they're doing. So until the next episode, thank you for watching, guys. Take care.